And welcome everyone to Healing Space with Gently Healing. I am super grateful to be here today. And I want to start off by thanking Robert Howley for putting that beautiful music together that we got to have for this introduction of the show. And today we have a very special guest. His name is Doug Starks. I have known him for several years, and I've kind of gotten back acquainted with him, and we've started in the creation process with one another, and he is truly a musical genius, and I love to have people in our lives that are constantly creating. And so I want to introduce Doug here and have him say hello to all of us. Hello, Doug Starks.
Hey, what's
Welcome.
happening? Thank you. Am I supposed to wear a mask on this show? I don't know. You never know where you go. Sometimes you
No,
do,
no.
sometimes you don't. All right.
Yeah, no, we want your true, authentic, beautiful self and face here with us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
But
Thank you.
thank you for the consideration, but we
No
are we
worries.
are good. We'll get your beautiful eyes. Yes. So, Doug, I am again grateful that you're here. I just wanted to share this week I was able to do a really, really cool podcast with Doug that he put together for all of us to see. And I would love it if you would tell them about your show and just the whole diversity of what you're bringing to this space and your creation. It just was so rad to see and witness, and I would
Right
love for
on.
you to share with everyone about that.
So I produced a show. One in particular is it's the country's first streaming variety show,
Yeah.
and so the content is entertainment rich. We have comics. We have I like it for it to be a blend of comedy, health and services, and music. Basically, the reason I want to say I came up with this show, but I didn't. The idea came through me. Um, that especially when we went into quarantine, that a lot of people are ill at ease. A lot of people are waiting for permission to have their lives back, and I wanted to encourage people to, hey, now's the time with this. This is not a time to endure. It's a time to endear the things that are inside you. Maybe find what your expressions are that you've left behind. Go inside and start living your life, maybe with a different approach. And I wanted this to facilitate that. So, and people are being bombarded by negative news. You know what I mean? The news never tells you the whole story. They're like, your dog could give you the coronavirus. More at 11. It's like, it's 4 o'clock right now. What am I supposed to do? He's hungry. I'm supposed to feed him. So
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so I wanted it to be like a good news channel.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be something people could listen to and it could empower them. And instead of enduring, they could endear some stuff and just be the best version of them. And that's what I do. And we have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, you definitely. It was so entertaining to watch you just navigate and interview the variety of people that you had on that show. And not
Yeah.
only that, but to do it with like song and dance and bring that lively energy to this space. And I just feel like it's so needed here. And
Yeah,
even
it
with
is.
your fun things that you throw in with your masks, it's just like it is so cool and refreshing to have right now. And
Yeah.
yeah, and tell me, like, when you were like doing the variety show, like, there was jazz musicians. Like,
Oh
how do
my
you,
God.
like, tell me about music. Tell me what got you into music, because some of these people you knew you 36 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
so it's been quite a long life that you've had with this, and I'd love to
Yeah.
hear what got you into this.
Um, Music was a means of communicating for me. When I was a kid, I had learning challenges, and I also stuttered, and I also was a long-term bedwetter. I mean, and so my confidence was just shaken. And everybody in my family, my parents insisted that everybody, you got to pick your instrument, but you had to take lessons and you had to play it. And and so music for me was a way that I could say things that that I couldn't speak because I was one of those stutterers that would repeatedly make the P sound when he's trying to say hello. It'd be like hi, you know. Um,
Yeah.
and so that's what music was for me. It was a way for me to communicate with people. It was a way, and I didn't stutter when I sang. And it was a way for me to have friends that were musical, and I started admiring people who did music. Because I spent a lot of time, honestly, I spent a lot of time as a child. I mean, I had some great times, but I also had a lot of times where I didn't feel like I had a voice to say what I wanted to say, and it's not often that that you authentically run across a song that the lyrics of which express specifically what you want to say. There's a lot of similarities, but specifically they don't, because they're expressing what another specific person had to say, and we're all as different as our fingerprints. But I must say, I'm a better entertainer than I am a housekeeper. So sorry, y'all had to see that. Just forget you saw that.
No, show up as you are. Show up as you are. I did not even see that. I just see you in that space. And wow. So at what point did the stutter, because I've never heard you stutter, Doug. So at what point did the stutter go away? Like, what was that?
I was probably
process?
11, maybe 12 years old. And my mother, her background is Cajun, and they had some different ways of doing things.
Yes, tell me.
All right. Well, one of my aunts told my mother that if you want that boy to get over the stuttering, when he starts to talk and stutter, you just, I don't like the word slap. We'll just say run a wet dishcloth across his face. Slap him with a wet dishcloth.
Wow.
Over. It was the last. It was the last time I stuttered. Yeah. There. Wow.
Wow.
Speechless, are we? Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, you mean that
Would you
struck me speechless.
Would you like to spin the wheel, pick a vowel?
Yeah, that is really incredible that it just snapped something in your brain.
No, it worked. I don't. Not only don't I stutter anymore, I think I communicate pretty well.
Yeah,
No traces.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you on that. That's why I was very surprised to hear about that. And then how long had you been singing? So you had, because I'm just trying to piece together like the correlation between the mother smack and the song.
I started singing early on, like probably around the same time I started talking. My family was a very musical family. Everybody in my family played an instrument, and it wasn't uncommon that my family and my first cousins would all get together weekly after church at my parents' house, because all the instruments were there: piano, organ, guitars, drums, blah blah blah, horns, and we just jam. And it was just, we weren't raised on television. We got to watch, like, I don't know, maybe 2 hours of TV a week.
Probably quite a blessing, actually.
Oh my God, yeah. But so I started singing very early. I can remember doing it as early as like 3 years old. Yeah.
Back, that changed. But did that teach you anything about your mind and the capabilities that you have to change something in a matter of an instant, something so great as a stutter?
No, it really didn't. It really didn't. I think I was so elated by a new release that I was really excited to explore that and to just, oh my God, and just start communicating and saying my piece, saying my name. I wasn't even able to introduce myself. I mean, I could, but it was with a lot of difficulty, and after a while, it becomes humiliating. But no, I was excited, and And I think that's when I started really appreciating stand-up comedy. Was my first like professional in entertainment. That was my first, professional thing. Um, and I think that's what turned me on to stand-up comics. Um, their ability to speak and use spoken word to take people through a season of emotions and teach them things. And it's interesting, like with comedy, because you can anchor information with comedy that is better anchored with comedy than it is with a book. I mean, I don't remember a lot of stuff that I learned in second grade, but I can tell you some jokes I heard from there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Two different learning modalities too.
yeah,
That comes
yeah.
into
So,
that space. Oh, that is awesome that you got humor and just kind of that art of the
oh,
creation, that voice, and being able to connect with it that way. I know
yeah.
you definitely articulate yourself well.
Interesting.
So, go ahead.
Interesting is that so when I was in school, they didn't have initials like ADD and all that for kids. Um, the teacher would just tell my mom, Mrs. Starks, your son is a fool, basically, and we're going to hold him back. Um, I had difficulty learning, but I had a knack for like um, I learned that I had a knack for like in singing and impersonating people. Very similar because it's tonality, and so I had a knack for impersonating people, and I would actually do impressions of my teachers, but I would remember facts that they said so I could sound like them and be like relevant to how they spoke when I would do these impressions for my friends. And that's the only way I retained information. It's a really complicated way to learn, but that's how I retained information.
Awesome, actually,
Yeah.
to emulate someone to retain that information.
Yeah.
That's very 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 interesting, Doug. Wow. And so you also do like a lot of self exploration of just like digging on you and kind of like you just have a knack for seeing that. I know one thing that you had told me once is like that just stuck with me. It was that some days I could be driving down the road and without ever drinking, I feel 8 drinks drunk, and it's like definitely like something about emotions. And this thing that you had said just put it into motion for me in my life to bring about like a semblance of healing, where I started to recognize that it had nothing to do with an external thing such as drinking, that like I was actually drinking my own emotions, if you will, my own anger and my own other like chemicals in my body. It was something that just stuck with me, and I just explored it farther. I guess what it would be my question on that. I just your articulations and your self digging. What motivates you to do that?
Um, I I think this thing that we call life is um is actually a journey, and it's not a journey to a particular destination. It's a journey to a particular knowingness, I think. And so that's why some people's journeys are longer than others. Um, and the interesting thing about this journey is, I believe that I'm such a gatherer, and I'm so accustomed to grabbing and attaching to things. And I think these are tools that I'm going to use forever. And they may just be for Friday. Um, Saturday's a new day. It's a new piece of the road. I've never been there, so I can't be prepared to be somewhere I've never been because I don't know what it's going to be like. So all these things that I think are tools may or may not have relevance. I can I can have experiences with them, but it's probably good not to be attached to them, because if I don't need them, then I'm just carrying an extra weight because I think I know something about what I'm going to encounter, and I don't. I really don't. Um, I think I think we do. I think we not to sound morbid, but I think I on a good on a, in a good period, I die every day, and I wake up and I start a new day fresh. I've never been in that day, in that breath, in that moment. There's not much I know about today. And the more I can let go of what I think I know, the more I can respond, honestly, authentically respond to the moment that's opening up. But the challenge is, and I say but, and I don't mean to negate everything I just said. However, the challenge is in letting go. Um, my father used to say, the reason lightning doesn't strike twice is because the same place ain't there the second time around. And I remember that because there are no 2 days that are going to be alike. Lightning is not going to strike twice. My life is not going to live the same day twice. It's not. I'm not going to have the same moment twice. My body was different when I was a 10-year-old kid than it was when I was 16-year-old, than it was when I was 25, and it changed again when I was 35, and so I'm not even the same person I was. And for me to carry some of the same beliefs and think that they're going to be relevant to the day that I'm in, that I've never been in before, is, it's it may not be so. There may be some experiences that I can benefit from, but it just may not be so. But it's not that I wake up and go, you know what? I'm going to let go of everything I brought from yesterday. I'm not going to bring any with me. My past was a great teacher, lousy roommate. I'm not going to bring it with me. That's part of the journey of learning how to let go of stuff and not, ideally it'd be nice that if I didn't have personal history and I could just be in the day and experience the day to day to day.
I think that that's up to us,
Yeah, yeah.
Resculpting it. How much is the past really, like, how much do we need it really? If you, like what you were saying about navigating we don't know what Saturday is. I don't know if those tools are going to be needed or not needed, but yet we hold on so desperately to these past things.
Yeah.
And they aren't what are the deciding factors. It's literally every moment is where we're building the confidence within ourselves to navigate the reality that is presented to us now. So the past is very interesting. I think we give it a lot more credence than it actually needs to be utilized, in my opinion.
I would agree with you, and I think one of the major things that I can do is try to have contingencies. Whether it be to things I'm expecting, I want to be prepared. In case anybody ever breaks into the house, I want to be prepared, or those type of contingencies. And the truth is, when events occur in life, we respond right then, right there in the moment, and may have nothing to do with your contingency that you have planned.
Yeah. Your emotional lenses really play a big part on that intruder and the things that we're attracting to our lives. Like, will that intruder come? Well, it depends on where you're at.
Yeah,
And
you can send for them. Actually, you can send for them.
Yeah. But, you could be like the fastest draw, like one of the top 20 fastest draws in America. But you just don't know who you are until that moment. And but you do when you have confidence in yourself and belief of just knowing that you are able to navigate to the best of your ability, and being grateful for each moment, because we just don't know how long we get, and anyway, that is really rad, Doug. Very, very good advice that you have shared with us. That is awesome. So
Don't mistake me for having all the answers, though. For sure.
no, I don't think I don't. I would hope. I don't think we have the answers. Like we step outside ourselves and we're able to, get the information as needed. And anyway, I don't think necessarily it's about getting the answers or knowing, but it is about learning and self-exploration, and there's
being open
open.
yeah.
Because we're a receiver and we have access to an unlimited amount of information at any point. And the way that we do that is by balancing ourselves, learning to love ourselves, build that confidence, not be in self-avoidance. And Now, for a lot of the viewers here, they didn't hear, but you also, like, we talked a bit since over the last couple months, and you had shared with me that you had a back problem. And if you stuff your issues, they go into your tissues, and there's also this process of healing oneself. And I loved what you shared on the show and shared with me, and I was wondering if you would be willing to share it with the viewers of what you learned on that process of healing your back.
So I was doing a show. I was doing a live streaming show where I produced a show that came from Las Vegas. It's called The Rat Pack, and I played Sammy Davis Jr. in that show. And I was doing this show, and at a point in the song called Bojangles, I jump up in the air about 3.5 feet, and I click my heels, and then I come back down and I do a little shuffle and then kind of dance laterally. I landed wrong. I landed at an angle and I jarred my back. And when I did it, I felt this pain just like shoot from the small of my back down my leg. And my leg kind of went, that's it, we're clocking out. And from that day forward, I was in, well, that night wasn't bad. But the next day when I woke up, it was horrific. I thought something was wrong with my leg. And I tried to like ice and do all that stuff for a couple of days. And then I went and saw a chiropractor and saw him for several weeks. And it was great. By the way, my chiropractor, I think, is an ex-wrestler. I'm thinking certified. He just likes twisting people up, He's like, I'm not doing it because it helps. I'm doing it to see that look on your face. I wasn't getting any relief. I tried taking a pain medication, which might be great for a weekend trip, but it's really not anything you want to do it every day. And I mentioned it to you, but I mentioned it to you several months. I mean, this happened in May, and I think I mentioned it to you at the beginning of this month. And you told me some things like, back. You might be avoiding some fears. I mean, you didn't move your neck like that, but it sounded like you did. You might need to look into your fear.
You're not even looking at that fear, Doug.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 3 snaps and a vertebrae. So, and you told me about breathing. And breathing and acknowledging the pain. And in that acknowledgement, I just thought maybe acknowledgement means speaking to it. Maybe it's trying to tell me something. You're saying your body might be telling you it might be trying to get your attention. Ask it. And I'm like, damn, she probably found them pain pills I threw out. But I had nowhere to go with it. Everything I tried wasn't working. And so I did it in the quietness and solitude. I did it, completely alone, but checking my shoulder, making sure nobody's walking in. And I started breathing. I started doing that box breathing, and I started letting my body survey like itself and acknowledge where the center of this pain was, and looking at things that I'm still in the process of discovering and trying to acknowledge the feeling of fear, because I'm finding out that feeling fear for me is actually more frightening than the fear itself. Sometimes I'm afraid of feeling fear, and not feeling feelings fully leaves them unresolved, and unresolved feelings or emotions.
It doesn't allow the logic to come into that space.
No, it puts me right to sleep. Puts me right to sleep.
Correct.
Yeah. So I did that, and I did it in the course of a day, and at night, I sat and you gave me this exercise about writing down who I want to be in the day that's coming, how I want to show up. And I use I am statements. I write down I am statements, and I wrote I am pain free. That was one of the last things I wrote down. And when I woke up in the morning, I couldn't believe it because because I'm a dancer too, and I'm a trained tap dancer, and I thought, oh my God, I'm
I
gonna have
saw you as him.
yeah, I'm gonna have to change jobs. I'm gonna have to start having a cottage industry, and how pathetic is that? I'm gonna be the guy that has this adult lingerie mask. You know what I'm saying?
You've
Or
got
when
a
you're feeling
crotchless mask.
when you get frisky in quarantine. But um, and I woke up the next morning and I haven't looked back. I haven't looked back, and I think today is like day 4.
Yeah.
I've looked. One of my favorite things to do is jump rope, and I wish I would have brought my rope down to the office. I love jumping rope, and I haven't done it. And today I did it. I jumped rope. I did 106 section, and I haven't done that since like April. And yeah, I'm amazed. I'll share this. You asked about the stuttering. Did that like open my mind up to things being able to change instantly and expansive thinking? Not so much. And I think I was just like I said, I was in the splendor of like, oh my God, I can say stuff. But I started doing this Wim Hof breathing method thing. Um, Somebody suggested it to me, and I'm like, there's no, I don't even, I am the person who won't swim in water less than 80 degrees. Just won't do it. Won't do it. And they talked about the cold shower part, and I'm like, yeah, okay. You must have found them pain pills I threw out.
Same thing.
But anyway, as a result of doing that, and I started holding my breath. At the end of my breathing exercise, I started holding my breath. And one day I said, you know what? I think I'm going to see how long I can hold my breath. And I think the first day I went like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And I was impressed. I'm like, because a minute was like, it for me. Plus, occasionally I like to burn a sacrifice to the nicotine gods, the tobacco gods.
Yeah.
So breathing is not like my strong suit. But one day I held my breath over 4 minutes and I was shocked. And what it meant to me at that time, it wasn't so much holding my breath as it meant, whoa, I have capabilities beyond what I ever imagined possible. I have them. And the only reason they're not in my experience is because maybe I'm not approaching them. Maybe I haven't been open. Maybe I haven't been willing to take the lid off the jar, so I don't have to limit how high I can jump, and just say what's happened, what's out there, what's the worst that can happen. I stop and breathe in. That's not going to hurt anybody, but it's a different mindset. It's like my body is capable of so much more than I ever thought it was. So.
Yeah, I love that. That is quite the path of self-healing and awakening, and it has all the nuggets there, Doug. That's awesome. That's very cool. Um, Man, what a journey. Wim Hof is pretty awesome. I've done some polar dips that were
Really?
quite shocking, and
Yes, right, shocking.
but I also talk a lot with the vagus nerve in the central nervous system and calming that, especially when it comes to anxieties and fears and facing them. And so I'll give recommendations of doing some cold showers like Wim Hof, but especially putting it right there on the base of the skull, right where the nerve bundle starts, right there going down the neck, and I found that to be very, very helpful. So I love that. I love that self journey and discovery that we are far greater than we might have previously suspected. And what I would love, because you have such an amazing voice as well, and I think that singing is so healing, as you have shared with us, and music and sound. And I got an opportunity to meet you, and listen to you play Sammy Davis Jr. with the Rat Pack, and that was really, really awesome to see and experience. I definitely love theater quite a lot, and you embodied that part very much. Like it's that it's like an entanglement that you just understood how to read. And I don't just hear it from my own experience, but other people will state the same of just how much you embodied that character. And it was just it's really rad to see that, and the ability to get outside of self and become something different. I think that is very healing and very, very rad, and not something that a lot of people do, but you
Yeah.
did and do. And there's a reason for whatever thing for you not playing that character right now, and you're getting to go on and create something that is your own version. And just seeing the shows that you've been putting on is just so fun, and to see that creation. And I would just absolutely love for you to sing like a song for us,
Really?
and do anything. I don't know if I'm putting you on the spot. We could keep talking, but at some point, like, please, I think we would all love it. And I want to call out to some of the people that have said hello. We have Jacob that is here. He goes by Wind Walking. He's a fellow native flautist. He
Oh,
plays.
nice.
Yeah, he's awesome. And Sammy, she's here from England. So hello, Sammy, if you're still awake. I love you very much. I know a lot of you said hello a while ago. And we have Willow, who's up in Canada. On the other side, why am I the capital of Canada? Anyway, she's from
Montreal.
there. No,
Winnipeg.
Ottawa.
Ottawa.
And then Kevin is here. Kevin is really amazing with his own music, and Robert, Higher Frequencies. He was the one that put the music together at the start of the
Cool.
show. And Willow, hell yeah, Wim Hof is the best. So she was agreeing with you on that, and she's done some shows on her own Facebook page on doing the Wim Hof breathing, and we've definitely talked about it here. So we're fans, and
Nice.
yeah, we're all very happy. We're quite a loving family that you're here, and we love to hear people's gifts, and we would love to hear you sing for us and whatever comes to mind. And I thought we could do that, and then maybe kick off with some fun meditations and go
Okay.
from there.
Sure.
Oh, also, if you guys have any questions for Doug, please feel free to ask, and we'll go from there. Okay.
I like this song, and to me, the lyrics speak about being awake and living out imaginations. With the sunrise comes the dawning of a day. Still another day has come, then slipped away. Scattered visions of the things your life could be make you open up your mind and try to see how to make dreams come true. Life is but a dream, and nothing comes to sleepers but a dream. Life is but a dream. Nothing comes to sleepers but a dream. Sitting all alone, you wonder what is real. Is it what you see, or is it what you feel? While you wondering, the day has slipped away. No more time for wondering, it's time to meditate and pray that God makes my dreams come true. Life is but a dream. Nothing comes to sleepers but a dream. But a dream.
Oh, yay! Applause! Bravo! Bravo!
Send in and I'll send you the mask with my new CD. It's called Get Frisky in Your Dreams.
Cat's out of the bag, Doug. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful and very, very appropriate, and I loved that. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. And a cappella, man, like that's just that is something else to be able to like sing without any other music but your own. And it is not something that I have really trained to be able to do, and I always admire somebody that can just like belt out like that, and just follow to their own rhythm. Oh, look at that! Sammy just gave lots of hearts for you.
Wow.
Yeah, and so awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for doing that, Doug. And it is such a good thing to kind of lead into, like pulling into regrouping and regrounding to what our own dreams are in our reality. And again, right now, I like to talk about astrology a little bit because we're also on the void moon again. And for those that have like tuned into the show, like we had a whole show for a bit on the void moon, and it's just this space of anything is possible in this creation, and it has no weight and tons of weight all at the same time. So it's a very powerful time that we're all coming together in this beautiful magical void space and that dream space of creation. So what a cool song to bring to us. And so what I like to do, Doug, because I don't know how much you've watched this show at all, is that I like to kind of check out where we're at as a group by doing like an animal card reading. And I just kind of tap into, Robert says to you, by the way, so awesome. Thanks, Doug.
Oh, wow.
And Robert was the one, again, that put that music together at the first of the show. So, yeah, he has a beautiful musical ear. And thank you, Doug. It was awesome. So I like to, again, do a reading where we pull in kind of where we're at for the week and what we are going to be working on. So I do a reading where I go, what is going to help us? Where we're at now and what is hindering us. And I do that based off of animal cards. And then we read about what those animals bring for us so we have more understanding and what to kind of watch out for. And then to meditate with that. Anyway, like I said, I don't know if you did that before, but I would love it if you would be part of this and join us and just really kind of ground for our week ahead of us and our beautiful creations of our dreams. You like it?
I love it.
Okay. So, and then I was surprised you haven't brought your butterfly out yet. I was debating on. Do you know what the animal medicine is? Sorry, I just moved my flute. I'm going to have to retune it. Do you know what the animal medicine is for a butterfly?
I do not.
Metamorphosis.
Really?
It's kind of interesting with metamorphosis because I think oftentimes we see the butterfly and we're like, oh, I'm metamorphosizing, but it's on all sides. It's neither necessarily good or bad. You know, we think about it as this grand thing where we're going to get these beautiful wings, but we're always changing and we're always going through a metamorphosis. And but I do love the butterfly and I do love the message for sure. So yeah, that was so fun when you pulled that in earlier. I'm going to read you the poem that it has for the butterfly in here. Because it's just so appropriate as we're going through this process. We're all healing ourselves right now, you know. So butterfly is not just metamorphosis, but it's also transformation. So it says, the poem is, butterfly that flutters in the morning light, you have known many forms before you e'er took flight. So like as the butterfly, it was a caterpillar before it turned into that. And there was so many aspects of a completely different life that it lived. And then it also, you know, became its own cocoon and transformed itself, broke itself all the way down to, you know, ooze and recreated itself into something new. And so it's massive to transformation. And I just feel that so powerfully right now for all of us is that we are going through this transformational period. And based off of 2020 and that perfect vision that we could receive through this, and as we continue to listen to our hearts, and our hearts are that receiver, And so it's that journey. So I love the butterfly, and I would love to pull the butterfly in with the meditation today, and then also do that drawing that we talked about. So I'm gonna pull some cards here, and the first one that I pulled, again, you guys, this was what we pulled last week, but this is what is helping us now. This is where we were at last week, and now this is what is helping us, is the eagle, and that's pretty awesome. We'll go deeper into that. We're going to do the next card of where we're at now. And this is funny, Willow, I always think of you, but it was the upside down beaver. So the builder is back, but it's upside down right now. And so we'll check that out and what it has to say. And then here. And then what is hindering us is going to be the coyote, the trickster. So watching out for tricksters. And again, that was right side up. So let's begin with, what do you know about eagles, Doug?
Not a lot. I don't know a lot about eagles. I've only seen them like in captivity a few times. I've watched them. I know that they're beautiful. I know that they tend to be observers. They soar high, but they have great vision. They have great vision. Yeah, that's all I know.
That apply to your life, and where are you at in that? The eagle is the great spirit. It is known as the spirit. So it reads, eagle fly high, touch great spirit, share your medicine, touch me, honor me, so that I may know you too. And the story with it, Doug, goes, for everyone that's out there, is eagle medicine is the power of the great spirit, the connection to the divine. It is the ability to live in the realm of spirit and yet remain connected and balanced within the realm of the earth. Eagle soars and is quick to observe expansiveness within the overall pattern of life. From the heights of the clouds, eagle is close to the heavens where the great spirit dwells. The feathers of eagle are considered to be the most sacred of healing tools. They have been used for centuries by shamans to cleanse the auras of patients coming to them for healing. Within the belief system of Native American tribes, eagle represents a state of grace achieved through hard work, understanding, and a completion of the tests of initiation, which result in the taking of one's personal power. This is neat because this is what's helping us this week, Doug. This medicine. It is only through the trial of experiencing the lows in life as well as the highs, and through the trial of trusting one's connection to the Great Spirit, that the right to use the essence of eagle medicine is earned. If you have pulled this symbol, eagle is reminding you to take heart and gather your courage, for the universe is representing you with an opportunity to soar above the mundane levels of your life. The power of recognizing this opportunity may come in the form of a spiritual test. In being astute, you may recognize the places within your soul, personality, emotions, or psyche that need bolstering or refinement. By looking at the overall tapestry, eagle teaches you to broaden your sense of self beyond the horizon of what is presently visible. In learning to fiercely attack your personal fear of the unknown, the wings of your soul will be supported by the ever-present breezes, which are the breath of the Great Spirit. Feed your body, but more importantly, feed your soul. Within the realm of the Mother Earth and Father Sky, the dance that leads to flight involves the conquering of fear and the willingness to join in the adventure that you are co-creating with the divine. If eagle has majestically soared into your cards, you are being put on notice to reconnect with the element of air. Air is of the mental plane, and in this instant, it is of the higher mind. Wisdom comes in many strange and curious forms and is always related to the creative force of the Great Spirit. If you have been walking in the shadows of former realities, eagle brings illumination. Eagle teaches you to look higher and to touch grandfather's sun with your heart, to love the shadow as well as the light. See the beauty in both, and you will take flight like the eagle. Eagle medicine is the gift we give ourselves to remind us of the freedom of the skies. Eagle asks you to give yourself permission to legalize freedom and to follow the joy your heart desires.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very powerful medicine. And when that just kind of comes in, it is just connecting you to the highest version of yourself, Doug. And that's here to help you. And you are already your highest version. And this is what I share with everyone that's here and with myself, is that when you're talking about the higher version of yourself, you have to hire yourself. And that costs you something, because it's a payment plan, right? You're hiring. And so that higher version of you is going to cost you not being so angry or not doing these other aspects of yourself. But in order to remain with that higher version, you have to do the energetic exchange, but we're already there. And the eagle soars in to remind us of that. You know, it's really, really cool. And so where we're at now is that reverse builder, that beaver. And the beaver, teach me to build my dreams, including others too. One mind, one thought, hearts as one, lessons learned from you. And so that's coming to us as reverse. So it says, if the beaver has dunked its head underwater and is contrary, you are being asked to open new doors to opportunity and to stay aware. This could also usher in a time of laziness and apathy. Find what is damming the flow and remove the impasse. The question that may arise when beaver is contrary are: 1, have I forgotten to allow room in my life for new experiences? 2, am I willing to work with others? 3, am I resentful of having to work? 4, do I express my creativity by doing or just by dreaming about it? 5, has my mind created so many obstacles to productivity that I feel like a failure before I begin? Meditate upon beaver's determination and willingness to work. Visualize the goal you wish to accomplish and be willing to work with others to achieve that end. Isn't that a great message?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, it just resonates so much to where I'm at in my life, and I imagine the people that are watching right now is the same. How do you feel with that, Doug?
You know what? The working with others, yeah, I resonate with that. I resonate with that. And it's so amazing because I've never been exposed to this before.
Yeah.
I'm really digging this. I'm really digging this.
Yeah.
I'm really digging this. You know, I'm grateful because there's so much to learn. There's so much around us spiritually that we're never taught this stuff. It's not that it doesn't exist. We're just never taught to identify it. Never taught.
By constantly learning and following that next indicated step, following your heart, more is revealed. It's not that you have to figure it out. It's not about that. It's listening to your heart and connecting that with the logical steps to be able to go and get that and create that. And as long as those are synced, all the answers, well, they're always there. It's just being able to be aware of that and not be lazy. That's why it's not surprising the beaver comes in often, because I think we have the tendency to want to be lazy, and we don't have the time for that. And it's a discipline about, like, it's not that we don't have the time, but we don't have the time if we want to go and get what we want and have that happy version of our lives. And anyway, it's very, very fascinating. So I'm glad to bring novelty to your life. And so the next one that we drew was the coyote, and this is what is hindering us. So it's going to show, like, over the week what that would be, and that's the trickster. And the coyote poem is: Coyote, you devil, you tricked me once more. Must I sit and ponder what you did it for? So there are thousands of myths and stories about Coyote, the great trickster. Many native cultures call Coyote the medicine dog. If you have pulled this card, you can be sure that some kind of medicine is on its way, and it may or may not be to your liking. Whatever the medicine is, good or bad, you can be sure it will make you laugh. It's the jokester. Maybe even painfully. You can also be sure that Coyote will teach you a lesson about yourself. Coyote has many magical powers, but they do not always work in his favor. His own trickery fools him. He is the master trickster who tricks himself. No one is more astonished than the Coyote at the outcome of his own tricks. He falls into his own trap, and yet he somehow manages to survive. He may be banged or bruised by the experiences, but he soon goes on his way to even greater error, forgetting to learn from his mistakes. He may have lost the battle, but he is never beaten. Coyote is sacred. In the folly of his acts, we see our own foolishness. As Coyote moves from one disaster to the next, he refines the art of self-sabotage to sheer perfection. No one can blindly do themselves or others in with more grace and ease than this holy trickster. Coyote takes himself so seriously at times that he cannot see the obvious. For example, the steamroller that is about to run him over. That is why when it hits him, he still cannot believe it. Was that actually a steamroller? I better go look, he says. And he is run over once more. It's kind of like the jaywalker. It just kind of came to me. Contained within trickster medicine is the humor of the ages. The cosmic joke is not just on ourselves, but on everyone else. If they were following Coyote or have strong Coyote medicine, someone like this may be able to convince others that a skunk smells like roses, but the fact remains that it is still a skunk. Snooze time is over if you have pulled the Coyote medicine card. Watch out. Your glass house may crash to the ground at any moment. All your self-mirrors may shatter. The divine trickster is dogging you, and you may trip. Coyote scratches under his arm. He does a crazy dance. He catches his tail on fire, playing with matches. He jumps in the fish pond to save himself and nearly drowns. Coyote seduces a concrete statue. Coyote thinks he has found a bone, but it is a rattlesnake. Everyone watches the comedic scene. Coyote is you, me, booby traps, jet airplanes with toilets that don't work, blind dates, and all the humorous, whimsical things we encounter along life's way. Get ready for more of the laughs, lots more. Go immediately beneath the surface of your experiences. Ask yourself what you are ready doing and why. Is Coyote your medicine? Are you playing jokes on yourself? Are you trying to fool an adversary? And is something tricking you? Do you want to give the office geek the phone number of the beautiful new secretary, or do you want to pull a boner on your best friend? When was the last time you did something just because it was crazy and fun? I saw you do some crazy fun things, Doug, just recently. On the other hand, you may not be conscious of your own pathway of foolishness. You may have conned yourself, your family, your friends, or even the public at large into believing that you know what you are doing. But listen, none of us actually know what we're doing, Doug. But listen, Coyote, you are balled up in your own machinations. It's machinations. You have created a befuddling, bewildering, confounding trick. Pick up the juggler's eyes from the ground and put them back in their sockets. See through the genius of your acts of self-sabotage. Find it amusing and laugh, trickster, laugh. If you can't laugh at yourself and your crazy antics, you have lost the game. Coyote always comes calling when things get too serious. The medicine is in laughter and joking so that new viewpoints may be assumed. If you have Coyote medicine, you may use it to make stuffy old fogies lighten up, to add cheer at a party, or to break a death grip conversation with ease. Look at the positive side of self-sabotaging nosy questions about your personal life, or sabotaging nosy questions about your personal life. Have fun telling some gossipier gossiper that you just returned from Saint Tropez in your new Learjet. So be the jokester. Keep your mind open to that. That's why, like, it's important to call on, that beaver and ask yourself what you're building. Not be afraid of the work and the discipline to keep your eyes open to what's coming your way. And this is for all of us, not just Doug. I just have you on my screen, but this is for all of us. And this is Willow saying, I resonate 100%. And it is. And so we also, like, the thing that is helping us is that spirit, that higher defined spirit within that space. So you'll know what it is to navigate. You just need to stay aware and alert. So that is our drawing, you guys.
Nice.
100% I resonate too, Willow. I think that is really, really awesome. So what we do now, do you have any questions, Doug? Like, how is that with the medicine?
You know what? I love being exposed to it. It's going to take me a minute to digest all that, but I love the coyote. I love the description of that. And the beaver, because as you know, I'm in the process of building something right now. And I don't want to be and I am not in the self-sabotaging business anymore.
Yes.
And I'm trying to be aware, because the coyote can actually be the words I speak.
Correct.
And so I am cautious about how I speak, because unknowingly I have the ability to order stuff that I don't want. Simply through the words, I'm like, "Who ordered that? You did."
And also with those thoughts,
Yeah,
and what they're creating inside
yeah,
that space.
yeah.
So, right on as usual. That's what we do. We do a card reading, and then we bring in just a meditation where we'll connect. Well, I'll walk you through it. We'll connect our wire systems to the hearts of these animals and breathe them in, and then I'll play my flute, and in that space, just silence your mind and see what you can hear from the medicine that they're bringing, and just clear that space. So, if you guys are ready, I'm pretty ready. And Doug, if you have some water, I always ask that we kind of take a drink of water and set our intentions and make sure that we're hydrated. So cheers to you guys for connecting to the spirit of our hearts and the work ethics and abundance that will bring, and through that beautiful metamorphosis of transformations of our realities. Okay, so, and then I'm going to or Mike, Doug. So I did it. Just so in case there's any background noise, but I'll pull you back in when we're done here. But if you just want to sit there, and we're going to take a deep breath. Sammy says she's ready. We're ready. And find a seated position and close your eyes. And just begin with a simple breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just easy breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. While we're sinking here, with the next breath you breathe in, imagine you're breathing in bright, crystalline, clear light flowing in through your nose and down your throat and into your belly, and circle that beautiful crystalline light around in that space. And with the exhalation out through your nose, the dense energy that is blockading its way in there, just slough off any dense negative energy. And again, breathe in the crystalline light. Draw a triangle. And then take the corners of that triangle and connect the points of it. Draw another triangle below your feet and connect the points of that triangle above your head. And in this space, now seated in your own Merkaba, this space, only love is spoken here. Breathe in that beautiful crystalline loving light. Breathe it in and out into this space, your sacred safe space. Now off to your right, I have placed a box. In your mind, walk to this box and open it up. It has a very heavy lid. And inside this box, take off anything that no longer serves you. Any self-sabotaging, put that inside the box. Any negative energy that could remain, place that inside the box. Take off your meat suit, your vessel. Take that off and put that inside the box too. Take off the weight. No longer serves you here, any negative energies. Go ahead and shut the lid of that box. And come and sit with your light being that you are, inside of your space filled with love. And just breathe it in. Out through the top of your head, out into your toroidic field. And then breathe it in through your nose. And out and down and out through your feet. Very good. And now, above your head comes soaring an eagle. Can you see it? Can you see the eagle flying near? O eagle, fly high. Touch, Great Spirit. Share your medicine. Touch me, honor me, so that I may know you too. See this great eagle, the spirit flying above the head. Wiring system. You have a wiring system that comes out through the top of your head, out of your crown. It looks like the helixing strands of your DNA. And connect your crystalline wiring system to the heart of this soaring eagle. Thank you for being here. And breathe in the eagle. Down through your wires and down through your crown, down into your mind, flowing and flying and soaring its spirit, and down through your heart, and into this space, the heart of your receiver, where your spirit is spoken here. And above your head comes crawling in the beaver. Oh, the great builder has come into this space. Do you see it? Do you see its awesome tail? Oh, beaver, teach me to build my dreams, including others too. One mind, one thought, hearts as one, lessons learned from you. And breathe in. And see this beaver that has come. Take more of your wires, more of your DNA, and connect it to the heart of that beaver that has come. And breathe it down, down through your crown, down into your mind, opening your eye, showing you what down into your heart. And here you are, the receiver, receiving the information of how and the next indicated step. And breathe the beaver down into your belly, into your solar plexus, where the anxiety will be quelched. Here it shows you the logical path of the next step to take. Thank you, beaver, for being here. And now we pull our attention away, up to the coyote that has come, the great trickster, the cosmic joker that he is, that I am, that you are, that we are, that is. And take your wires and connect this to the great cosmic spirit of the trickster, to show you how to laugh and play. Coyote, you devil, you tricked me once more. Must I sit and ponder what you did it for? Here the coyote has come to show and shine the lights on where the self-sabotaging is. You just stay aware. And breathe this coyote down. And down through your crown and down through your mind and into your throat, where you could play the fun little trickster you are. Free joking play. And breathe the coyote into your heart. Help us this week. So breathe in these animals and sit and play with them. Allow them to go up and down your chakra system. Root them into your earth. Root them down through your sacral chakra and down into the earth. And breathe them back up into your vessel, back into your belly. And then silence the mind while I play and hear what they have to say. Are love. You are strong. You are all it takes to create all that you dream of for this reality. Very good. Exhale out positive, loving energy as far out as you can imagine. Out, out into the universe, farther, farther than any galaxy you can see. And breathe it back into your space. Confidence that is you. The higher self that is you. And you are great. And you are awesome. And have all the capabilities inside of you to navigate any situation coming to you. Beautiful. Love I'm sending to you, this love you're giving to you, and breathe that in and circle that energy around. And with your exhalation, high up as you can imagine and back down into you. You are the receiver. You are love. And I love you. Very good work, you guys. Come back to you. Warm embrace of a hug. I love you guys and thank you for being here. And Doug, thank you for being here and part of this meditation. I like to hold these embraces like this for 20 seconds because in 20 seconds, they say, the full amount of oxytocin, which is the love hormone, is released into your vessels. And even if we're apart, we're never apart. We're never apart. We're right there. And so we're just sharing in this space of love. And it is so rad for all the people that came here and tuned in to hear your awesome story, Doug, and all the viewers and the people that come here to this space are very near and dear and special to my heart and have been on a journey. And I want to welcome, also the new people and like and share and subscribe to this channel and come and watch Doug's show. I'm going to unmute you now, Doug. I almost forgot. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Please share with us how they can find you. And I would love to share the show. I couldn't find how to exactly. Please tell us.
Well, I'll tell you what. I do a pop-up show on Facebook on Sundays
I got to do that
at
show.
6
It was
p.m.
awesome and fun.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and I also do a streaming variety show that's going to be simulcast on Facebook this week. So it'll be easy to find. It'll be right on Facebook. Doug Starks, comedy entertainer.
Have it. Doug Starks.
Yep. Doug Starks, comedy entertainer.
Wait, if I could spell comedy entertainer. No, I did not spell that right. And oh, that's it. this keyboard that I'm using
That's like
does
that's
not
like
not that I need it. It doesn't
uh,
have any real numbers or letters on it anymore. Doug Starks, and enter. So they could also find you on Facebook. So if they look you up on Doug Starks as well.
yep, Doug Starks, comedy entertainer on Facebook. Yeah, and my profile picture doesn't look like this. Doesn't look like
I
that.
love it. I love it. Look, he went through a transformation, guys. We are witnessing it. It's happened. Hallelujah. That is
He's
so
been
awesome.
attacked by a monarch.
So awesome. So awesome, Doug. Well, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Like I said, like, subscribe, share this video. Please join him Sundays. I did that show Sunday. That was so fun. And Tuesdays, I'll be joining you as well on your show for a few minutes.
Yes.
And it's just so fun to do. So, guys, we'll keep you updated. I want to say thank you for everyone that tuned in so far. Doug, I'm giving you a great big hug. And big hugs to all of us. Much love. Much love to everyone. And we will look forward to talking to you very soon. Any last words you want to say before we go?
Thank you. Thank you. And blessings to everyone.
Yeah, I love that. On that note, bye-bye.